Hello and welcome to this edition of Mental Health. We shall also be looking at human development. Is it that we don't manage ourselves very well to the extent that some members of our families are left uncatered for? That we begin to have some social misconducts within our youths, even within our adults. You find people who are engaged in drugs abuse or substance abuse. How do we come out of this? And many other issues bordering on the Nigerian youths of today. My name is Ben Sherman and you are on to Third Eye Africa TV. We have a psychologist, an author, a human development expert who will do justice to many of these. Let me welcome Councillor Rita Bassey to our studio. Madam, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
Yes, you are also an author. You've written some books, and they also have to do with the family cohesion, the love within a family. When it goes bad, of course, society will have to be brought in. The role of the teacher, the role of traditional rulers, religious leaders, and all that to ensure that there is peaceful coexistence in Nigeria. Now, let's start this way. We start first with the human development. How do we, develop ourselves to ensure that we don't even go into some mental issues that will now bring in the mental health management?
That's a very important question. Thank you so much. Like I have a slogan that it's always the man or the woman on the mirror. Okay. When it comes to human development, I don't look at a general public. I look at the individual. What makes you do the things you do and the results you are getting? Okay, and who are you? Do you really know you? Do you really know who you think you are? I've come to realize that a lot of people do a lot of things because they just follow others doing it. These others first come from the family, the significant people that involve the mother, the father, the auntie, the uncle, the house help, and every other person that this child born to first meet, the first place of contact. Because human being generally is created an holistic being, perfect in creation. But once you land on the Mother Earth, you meet other people that were there before you. These people have their own way of thinking, their own way of doing things, their own way of feeling, their own way of action, the way they see the society, the way they see themselves, the way they see other people. And the innocent child just born in to inherit this attitude from these people, and he start behaving like them. Before the child will start thinking, oh, this thing I'm doing is either wrong or good, I don't want to do it. The child should be up to maybe from 7 years to 10 years to 14, 15. Then in psychology, we said by 18 years, you started building your personalities. So this individual that born into this family has been scripted around the family tradition, culture, way of life, traits, and every other thing. There is no how I see a drug addict out there today. The first thing that comes to me is, where does this child grow up from? I also know there are some parents that do all they could to make the child the best they want the child to be. And the child still choose to follow external influence like peer pressure.
Yeah, exactly what you call
peer
association.
Association.
Okay.
So those are the external influences. Those ones are there, right? But I first like to tackle the home factor. The home factor. the parents, who are you before you bring forth a child? And what do you have in mind before you really think, oh, I'm bringing forth a new life on earth. How am I going to model this life? Because you are the first model to the child. But most parents always make the child to see the cartoon first, and the cartoon become the model of that child. The cartoon become, oh, my first this, my first that, the child
That's
first.
cartoon on TV.
On TV. So the child first come after seeing all that, the way mommy and daddy relate or talk, whether it's a happy home or an abusive home or a sad home or struggling home, whatever, the child has already inherited that. Then the next point of contact is television. The child is exposed to see all that is acted on that television and now start choosing the way they want to start acting or live their own life. So there are a lot the child inherits. The problem is not the child. The problem is, who did this child came to meet? That's where development starts. So what I help people to do is get to your root and unlearn those negative, distorted behaviors to be able to relearn your originality and start acting with the right values and system.
So how does one relearn in this matter, in this context?
Yes, that's where mentorship comes in. That's where our training comes in. That's where sometimes we do mental health education. All right? So it has to be a ready mind to now say, oh, I need a change in my home. I need a change in my life. I need a change in my community. I need a change in my country. Come in and help us experience this change. We are always there ready. Because we know the change is possible for anyone that is ready for it.
Yes, Councillor Rita Bassey. I can see that you've also written a book, Different Strokes.
Yes, sir.
So, what's basically the content of that book in terms of this managing ourselves, managing societies, managing families?
Thank you so much. That was my first book. Different Strokes, my first book. In fact, tomorrow I'm unveiling my second and third book.
Wow.
Patterns, Manifesting Your Originality. It has been my passion. It's always coming from that place of years of observation, years of asking questions, years of looking at what is happening around us. What is the matter? Is it that God hate some people or love some people, or is it that Satan is so powerful to punish other people? No. I always come back to see the man on the mirror, like I started. So when I got this understanding, I started observing what is going on in families. How do parents raise their children?
That is in the
different strokes.
Okay.
The different stroke is different family and the way they raise their children. And the result we are seeing in the society today. I always ask people, look around you. In the set of 5, what kind of attitude, what kind of attributes, what kind of values is exhibited around you daily? That value, those attitude, whether good or bad, positive or negative, influences you directly or indirectly, whether you like it or not. If it's 5 set of people that is still exhibiting the same attributes, and you are there saying, no, I'm not doing what they are doing, my dear, is either you are thinking what they are thinking, or you are feeling what they are feeling, or you start now acting what they are doing. So in this book, there are 5 or 6 families there. There is my model family. My model family is a family that believe in good life and good values. Good life, good values. It's not about, okay, I have good life, I'm going to work, I'm going to do this, and my children can't have the good life. But this one said, no, I want to have a good life. This man, before he got married, he started from before he got married. So there are some decisions we have to take before we get married, because we know we are coming to bring forth another world after us. How many people do that? But this is my model family. Let me just focus on him. before he got married, he said, oh, he's an engineer. He will be a busy man. You want to work in an oil servicing company, or he can even own his own company or so. But he needs someone that will be at home. So now his choice of marriage now led him to marry a teacher. I'm not saying an engineer should marry a teacher. No. His own understanding was teacher half time. When he's not there, a teacher will be there. A cool-headed, minded teacher, of course. And that was his choice. And it worked out for him because he prepared himself to be a good husband. And he was a good husband to the good woman. And the good woman became a good wife to the good man. And they brought forth children. And they started giving these children good values, respect, love, obedience, calmness, resilience. The time the child will say, oh, I want this, and they say, no, you can't get it now. And the child will just relax. There is a point in the book that the child wanted one room, and the child felt that room was better. But the parents said, no, you can't have that room. The child frowned, but later understood. And the parents came back and explained, this is why I said you could not have that room. So that was resilience. They taught these children all positive values that the children became envy of the society in the whole community. Opposite of them, there is this other family too, still in my book. This other family said, all that I want my children to be the best when it comes to dressing, being the best in the way they look, what they eat, the best house. They will come to see the best house, come and see the best this. And of course, they work. This one too was still an engineer, but he married a banker, and both of them work and have all the good life, which is good. I love good life. But did they have the time for the children? No. When they now found out they could not, they went and got a new girl, a child too, that needed to be groomed. But the parents said, we can't groom you, go and work for yourself. And these people say, okay, we can't groom you, but come and take care of our children. Be a father and a mother to our children. And this little child that needed to be groomed was now taking care of another little children. And
so a baby is taking care of a baby.
And the end, to cut the long story short, is this other family, the children, they had 3 children, 2 were in rehab. Was only one that this little one came to meet. This little girl came to meet because she came from a well-groomed family, though they did not have money to send her to school, but she has some values. And that was the only one she was able to carry as a child. That one grew with those family, and that was the only one. So what are we saying in the essence is, so many things we are seeing in the society, no matter how parents want to run away from it, they have higher percentage, they contribute higher percentage to it. So now we see social media everywhere, right? And you see children. I've just mentioned cartoon. You see a child grown up and you start giving this child, the first thing the child say after cartoon is pad. After pad is phone. The phone is loaded with data. A child can just, go anywhere and start to Google and start watching anything online. But do we really look at the implication of that? The implication of that is that good child that's supposed to now think positively, creatively, innovatively of himself, discover himself and his purpose, will start finding himself on social media. And his model became one celebrity or the other, whether good or bad. But as the child, the parents sit down one day and said, look, this phone, I saw a parent recently, a young girl recently. She said she wants a big phone, but the mom said she has not grown to the age. I asked her, how old are you? She said she's 17 years. I said, wow. So there are some parents like that. At 17, she's still using a little phone, right? I'm not saying it should be like that, but there are some parents like that. They feel you cannot take that decision to own a big phone with data. Use this one and monitor. That's the parents' way of monitoring it. Okay, now giving your child a big phone with data, have you sit down to educate them the implication? This data you can use it to learn. If you want to be a science child, a student, you can use it to learn. There are so many sites you can get in. Do you even put a parent control on the phone? So that there are some sites the child can't even go there.
No, it's only to interject. Some people have said that things like TikTok, for example, coming from China, when you look at TikTok as used in China, children are exposed to elements of science and technology.
Exactly.
They are exposed to problem solving. They are exposed to what the environment is all about, how to protect the environment. But with us, they just unleash it onto us. Then you see nudity, you see things that are not supposed to be there and all that stuff. I mean, what is wrong? Don't you think it's time for authority to begin to checkmate some of these things, the way they flow in? Look at America is trying to ensure that the buyer of TikTok in America is an American. But in our own case, we allow it to go free. What do you think should be done?
Nigeria will get there. Yes, Nigeria will get there because it's not about a government getting or waking up to say, okay, we are going to stop TikTok in Nigeria. I don't think it will work like that. So what are they putting in place to checkmate it? There are a lot of people that are making their money, as in they are earning from TikTok. Do you understand? On a positive way. All right. And there are some people, a lot of lives that are being destroyed in TikTok. Like, I call it like mental slavery, following the followers. You just see a child have a young girl with 3-point-something million followers. And you now say, okay, let me see what this young girl is doing. A young girl is showing her nudity to the world. And you now see where our society is being driven to. And adults are following that young girl to see nudity. So my question will still go back. Who is the parent of this child? Where did this child learn this from? There must be an adult that first showed this to the child.
So now, okay, let's look at this thing, youthful, the exuberance by the youths.
Okay.
I must be there. I must have this. And at a point, they begin to break some laws. Youthful exuberance, to what extent will you say even the social media too is a contributory factor?
It's highly, when we talk about the peer pressures, before when I was growing up, when we talk about peer pressures, where it was people, your friends, people around you, maybe in school. Man, cyber pressure is high. It's very, very high. Just like I explained, a child grow up, the first thing he first is either TV or phone. Nobody to checkmate this child. This child become a teenager, and it's the same thing because, addiction, it grows, right? When you start taking one bottle of alcohol or any substance, a little of it will not do anything. The next day, your body get used to that little. You take that little, it's like you're just drinking water. So it will tell you, add more. If I tell one bottle, that's what your body is not detecting to you. So you take one bottle for after some time, your body will say, look, one bottle is too small for me. 7.
And that brings into substance abuse. People taking drugs just tramadol.
Yes, that's how it grows. That's how it grows. It grows little by little because anything you expose your body to, within 21 days, your body adapts to that one. After 21 days, you want something new. So that's why in my training, I always tell you, we make you to unlearn until you become your best version. So we take you through that training, you become your best version. Not the negative, the worst you. You come out to be that best you, the giant in you come alive. So youthful exuberance in social media is everywhere. Like it's in everywhere. Everywhere. There is this guy that I don't want to mention his name, but he's a popular young little boy. I know what he does a lot, but I always pity the people following him. All right? Or following them, there are two. They are like couple, I got them couple social media. They are doing great things. But the people following them, sometimes I keep wondering, these people following them to give them this popularity, what are they doing with their lives? What are they doing with their lives? They have more than millions followers. What are they doing with their lives? Sometimes the boy will say, oh, you want to dash somebody 1 million naira, they will be, hey, it's me, oh, it's me. Oh. That boy has found himself that this is what he's good at. Have you found yourself? What are you good at? Who are you? What is your purpose? Have you ever sit down to answer that question? Have you ever looked for an expert to help you define who you are according to your originality? Because children just keep following the followers, and they just, when they now grow up to become adult, they find out, oh, he's a household enemy. He's the enemy from mother house, enemy from father house. Oh, is this person? They start pointing finger. They start now looking for the adult that have trained themselves to be a little bit comfortable or very comfortable. All their eyes now look at that adult to be giving them. Is that the life you want to live?
Now, one has also observed that in some states, you tend to see people who are, do I say mentally deranged? You find them in the streets roaming around. You know, I don't know whether you've observed some of those things.
As you just mentioned, I remembered, I will not mention the states, you know, where we are doing our programs and all that. So, like, when I first arrived there, the first week, all the streets, like every part of the streets, I was seeing one mentally derailed person. In my field, we call it schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is the highest realm of mental disorder. All right. That's where, when someone gets to there, they'll send you to psychiatric hospital, or in fact, in my field, what I do, a counseling psychologist can't take care of a schizophrenia patient. So it has to be a psychiatrist that do that, handle them. So that's the worst part. So in this part of the world, it's like the parents, maybe they are not aware, and maybe they don't also listen to, I don't even know, the radio that really promotes this awareness we are giving. Sometimes I also wonder, our Ministry of Reorientation, what are they really doing to partner with people that are giving this awareness, so that even if you are in your toilet, you are driving keke, you can get understanding that if you follow this, tread this path, it will lead you to be a mad person on the road. When they hear mental health, they now feel, oh, you want me to be mad? No, mental health is not about being mad, though. Mental health is a healthy mind. What is disorder is mental ill health. Mental ill health is the disorder, not that you are mad, but you are going towards being not normal. All right? It can come through stress, depression, and sometimes you have suicidal thoughts. That's why we say speak to a practitioner. I've seen a lot of people that just call me, oh, I caught your number on a website. They call. Do you understand? Speak to a practitioner. The young people are into drugs. Okay, let me tell you something. They are finding a way of using drugs that you can live with a child in your home. If you are not very watchful or alert, psychologically, you will not know that your child is in drugs.
So how should parents detect that? You live with the child is into substance abuse. So how would the parents detect? How should they know?
Parents themselves need to be aware. They need to be aware of the kind of information they must hear. Because some of these children even learn from parents. What about parents that are smoking and drinking, and the children has already learned from them? But because they don't want to see, you see them in their own Coke. There is a substance inside that Coke. I'm taking Zobo. That's Zobo. There is something inside the Zobo. Or even water that there is no color. There are some substance inside the water you see. Some children carrying around. You just think, oh no, he's drinking water. Do you understand? So many, and there are some adults too that are encouraging this. There are some adults that are really into substance. They sell it. They lure these young ones to come around them. They now say, okay, if you want to belong to us, you must do this. And they make them to start inducing it, some inject it into them, some swallow it. They do all manner of things. And some, they have light brain. As they take it, they don't know themselves again. And once they don't know themselves again, the same people that call them to their house will be the one that push them to the streets.
Yes, just a moment. We'll go on a very short break. And when we come back, we've been counting the problems, counting what is the way out, so that we don't just talk and off we go.
Yeah.
Some people should be able to find out what they can do to come out of terrible situations, substance abuse, not living under duress or something.
Yeah.
Once again, our guest is Councillor Rita Bassey, an author, and of course, someone who wants a better life for better Nigeria. My name is Ben Sherman, and you are on to Third Eye Africa TV.
This collation center is a fabrication of our own ideas that collation center becomes superior to result coming from a polling unit. We must have an election that represents the true wishes and aspirations of our people through the ballot. And elections must stop at the polling unit. You can't have election at the polling unit. People have cast their vote. Elected members have been elected. It's uploaded to the new technology that we're using, the IRF and the beavers. And then you get to collation center, you see another result like it happened in Edo.
We must now go back to section 88 of the Constitution, which gives only the National Assembly, not EFCC, not ICPC, not the police, not the DSS or the National Security Advisor. They don't have such powers. Only the National Assembly has the power to carry out investigation of funds that have been allocated, that have been approved by the federal government through the budget, the appropriation act enacted by the National Assembly.
Pleasure being with you, our viewers. This is Third Eye Africa TV.
The program is Nigeria and Politics.
This is Third Eye Africa TV, exposing crime, savaging the nation.
Welcome back. So, let us look at, we've been talking about the problems with the adults, families, single parenthood. How do we take care of children so that they don't sway to the other side, the wrong side, some anomalies, some bad behaviors here and there. So what really should be our way out? Let's start from the traditional institution. Do they have a role here?
Traditional institution, yes. 100% yes. 100% yes.
So what should they do?
That is what we call behavioral transformation project. Our organization, Think Counseling Network, is doing. So what we do is we collaborate with the traditional leaders, some the chief, the counselor, the chairman, any of them that get to know us. So some of them will bring us to their community. All right. In the space of within 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year, we are there to what we call information transformation, investment, and empowerment. It's a stage. The first is information. Okay, this is the problem, just like what we were discussing. We've been sharing information, the problem. The transformation is where we now bring our framework. That's what I told you about my book. One of my books is where the framework is change your pattern, change your life. We bring our framework to work with these people in that space of time. Their community is able to, work with us. Within this space of time, it has been tremendous change. It will marvel you how a worst person can become the best. It works like fire.
So what about the religious institutions?
The same thing. The same thing. most of our religious institutions they are trying a lot. They are trying so much. But where we are coming in is in the self-awareness. So that you are not just gathering these people and make them feel they get to know God by the activity they are doing, or they get to know Allah by the activity they are doing, follow those doctrines and this thing. But who is the man that is doing that activity? Many in my field have counseled so many people that lost their person in suicide. They were very religious people. The people that committed the suicide. Right? So that's where the awareness, that's where this collaboration is really very important, because you bring us in, at least let's give them the awareness. Mental health is real. You're not saying that we don't want to talk about mental health. It's like you say you don't want to talk about, you don't want to know that you are a spirit having soul and physical. You have mental and physical experiences. You can't run away from who you are. So it's better you know that you have that aspect of you that think and aspect of you that feel. And the thinking comes from the experiences from childhood and what the environment threw out to you.
Okay, 2027 is around the corner. When I say 2027, we're talking about elections. And usually many politicians will recruit youths. You begin to give them some substance, misbehaviors here and there, So, I mean, for the political class, how should they come out clean? Because we need a clean society, clean environment.
Thank you, sir. I'm one of those that believe that I believe in better Nigeria. I believe in better Nigeria. That's actually why we are doing what we are doing. Okay. And Nigeria, not just Nigeria, most African countries or leaders, they are pursuing position, not purpose. There is a big difference between position and purpose. A purpose-driven leader is that leader that knows, I'm coming to serve. Not just telling the citizen, I am here to serve you, but in showing the work. The showing the work will be making the system that work. The system that first work is the human being that runs the system. What is our mindset as individual, as a people? What is our mindset as a government? So if a government can actually invest in human capital development, the society will be the best, because once the inside is taken care of, the outside becomes easy to handle. The system ability to put enact laws, policies, and implement it, and people follow it, become easy. So have you ever asked why the same Nigeria that doesn't keep to law, when they travel abroad, they follow the system that is working? Have you ever wondered that? Because the people there have been trained that you must follow the principle. When you don't follow the principle, there is a consequence. So they educate them to follow principles. That's what we are doing. We are helping human beings to follow principles and enjoy the positive consequence of following principles.
Okay. Now, I want you to take this time to advise that girl child. That girl child. They tend to be more vulnerable. Also, just advise that girl. I don't know who she is, but advise her.
Hello, pretty. You are a game changer. You may feel you are stuck. No, you are not. Everyone has been stuck one way or the other. All right. The first thing you need is not money. Is not anything. You need you. So when you find you, every other thing can follow. And I'm here to help you find you. Okay? If you need someone to talk to, call Counselor Rita any day, anytime. I'll help you find you.
Then
And you
also,
become your best version. Okay?
then you have the boys around. At the point, some will say, when things go bad, the boys are around, the youths are around. So let's address the youths. This youth restiveness. It's like, don't they have a bearing? What message do you have for the male child?
All right. Yeah, the male child. You're also a game changer. You are a giant. I'm one of those that don't believe that boys shouldn't cry. Boys and girls, they have emotion. You have emotion. Most time why boys fall as prey is because they don't know how to express themselves. So, but I am here. Think Counseling Network is here to help you express yourself. When you find yourself in a pressure that you can't say no, and you know, if you say no, you liberate yourself. Please say no. All right? Say no and liberate yourself. If you need someone to help you, we are here to help you, okay? And there is no situation you are now that you can't come out of it. I'm always passionate to drug addicts. Maybe before you ask me to do, let me do that, because the drug addicts, they get to the state where they can't take care of themselves again. Can be a male, can be a female. You need help. Don't die in silence. The first thing to break out is that group. That your circle, you have to break out. Force yourself out of it. And if you go to our website, Think Counseling Network is there. Just our number is there. Call us. We'll help you. We'll work with you. We'll take you through the journey, and you'll be marveled the giant you are.
Now the last one. Your call to parents who do not want to offend their lovely children, even when the children are going wayward. They can't, reprimand them. They can't, bring the stick to bear. You spare the
simple said, he said, spare the rod and spoil the child.
Yeah.
So, I believe is you can spank your child, but before you spank, tell your child why the spank, or after you spank, tell the child why the spank. But parents that don't really, most parents seems to be too busy, my dear sister and brother. You see, me, I am one of those that believe that childbirth is a ministry. You are bringing life to world. You are molding a world. In that one child you have, is a world inside. That's a world. So what kind of world are you creating? If you can ask yourself that question and answer it, then you start to adapt to change. But we are here to work with you. We are here to hold your hand. Our coaching, mentoring, trainings, counseling is open for all. Please call Think Counseling Network. We are always there. We are always there for you. Thank you.
Well, it is on this thankful note from Counselor Rita Bassey that we have to end this edition of Mental Health, where we want a better society, a better Nigeria. Some will say, if the house gets it better, the community gets it better, the local government, the state, Nigeria, Africa, the world will be better for it.
Yes.
We want to thank you, Counselor Rita, for coming.
Thank you, sir. It's my honor.
My name is Ben Sheman. Till we meet again on this same program, Mental Health is bye for now from Third Eye Africa TV. Keep watching.